HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you. Thank you.
And by Angels Garden Center, growing in Hopkinton since 1957.
And by Hopkinton Drug, an integrative pharmacy and community partner since 1954, providing customized compounded medication in their on-site lab, nutritional supplements, and a knowledgeable staff. Hopkinton Drug, believing food, exercise, and community along with an integrative approach to medicine can help you achieve your wellness goals.
This is HCAM.
Hello, and welcome to Hopkinton Weekly, our series created to help keep us connected, where we are live most Wednesday evenings at 7 o'clock. Thank you for joining us for Hopkinton updates, conversations, and interviews with those who help make our town the great place it is. And you know, that's all of us. If you're wondering why I am always on this little table to begin, it's because this is our producer's table, where I can get my info and get my thoughts together. Behind me is our control room, where the executive producer, director, and control room crew make all the magic happen. If you're thinking, that's pretty cool, you're right. And if you visit our website, hcam.tv, you can get your own piece of the action. You could even host this show. It's awesome. Now, our main conversation tonight will be with some special guests from the Bay Path Humane Society. But first, our production coordinator, Ashley, stopped by a recent Habitat for Humanity build at Marathon School. Check this out.
This is Operation Playhouse. At the end of the day, a vet family will come in and it will be donated to them. The company that's sponsoring it, and today's sponsor is the Hopkinton High School Habitat Humanity Club. Well, the family picks out the theme, and they in there right now doing some touch-up and custom design. This year we've done about 60. I know our goal is about 100, and the highest they've done is 96. They have, I think, 7 or 8 different themes. Today they're doing a Mickey Mouse. They have cozy cottage, castle, log cabin, firehouse theme. There's a total of 8 to pick from. We start roughly at 8 o'clock, and the family comes around 3. And they're most of the time done by 2, and they're just in there now doing some customizing. The material is all pre-cut and primed, and they just paint everything to the theme that they are doing it with. And it's all cut and just have to assemble it, paint it and assemble it. But I'm here basically just to guide the kids. The kids today done it all, or the companies that sponsor it. Their employees come out and put it together and paint it. And
be moment for both the family and our club.
This is Operation Playhouse.
Well, that was really awesome. And also awesome, with me in the studio are Kathy and Tara and Luna from the Bay Path Humane Society. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so you have lots going on. It's a really exciting place at Bay Path, and Luna is a really exciting story. So, Kathy, we'll start with first. Let's start with Luna, because Luna is gonna
she's the star.
Luna is gonna be all the way through the whole story. Okay. So now you work or volunteer at the Humane Society, and you are a foster mom.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So who wants to tell the story?
I can explain how we got her.
Okay.
And then how Tara got her. So basically, our manager, Nikki, has gotten a phone call from down in Florida. It was Tallahassee, Florida, that this dog was found in a 20-foot ravine. And they even sent a picture, and it's just this little peanut that you could see at the bottom of this ravine, basically. I think a passerby heard her crying. So we don't know how long she was a stray for, how long she was down there for. and an animal control officer had to basically clear brush, climb down, carry her out. And it was found that she had late stages of glaucoma, which causes a lot of pain for dogs. So they had removed her eyes down in Florida, and then they had to wait until she healed a little bit, and they sent her up on a transport. And then we got her.
Okay, let me stop you right there.
Yep.
Because I have questions.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if Luna was found in Florida, how did you get the call up here in Massachusetts?
We work with a lot of specific rescues that we've developed relationships with over time, and transporters. So she wants to play.
She wants playtime.
And so we do. It's definitely working with different rescues down there that will reach out to us, and then they have transporters that they deal with and send the dogs
Okay.
up.
Now, do you have relationships with organizations like down in Florida or all across the United States? How far is your network?
It is mainly Florida, Alabama. We do Virginia, South Carolina, a lot of southern states. We get a lot of rescues from. They seem to have a lot of overpopulation down there. They're not as advanced with the spay and neutering as we are up here.
Okay.
So we have a good problem. We don't have a lot of extra dogs, if you will.
Yeah.
But down south, we get a lot of them from.
Right.
And we also will get like cats from Indiana. Believe it or not, we even had a low cat numbers. We actually ran out of adult cats this weekend for adoption. So
Nice. That's a good problem.
But yeah.
And what was Luna's journey like from Florida to Hopkinton?
So she came up with, I think it was Bloopers Transports, and he's a wonderful gentleman. He will do frequent stops to make sure the animals are taken care of and get them out and get them exercised and walked.
Yes.
And she traveled wonderfully, absolutely wonderfully. And she has, it seems like her transport and the way she arrived was almost seamless, which is an incredible story in its own. But, and she's a 5-year-old girl, so she's a little bit older. So, but the transport seemed to be just fine for her.
Yeah,
She
and
does love the
just
car.
of my time here, she's so nice, so nice and happy.
She is. She seems to be a happy girl.
Okay, so Tara, how did you get into the picture?
Okay, so I went to pick up another puppy that I was already scheduled to pick up. And this playful girl came from around the corner. She was getting walked by one of the wonderful volunteers who walk all the dogs. And she came over and she was so friendly. This is what she likes to do. She's playful, so she's just going to try and get me to play with her the whole time.
Yeah.
And they asked me, do you want to take her home? And I said, of course I do. So I took both and loaded them up in the car and brought them home to my family.
Okay. Now, are you a foster?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a foster for Bay Path. I take puppies. I've done kittens. They have cats. I've had, I think, 22 puppies and dogs over the last 18 months.
So the pets that you are fostering are still available for adoption?
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. They're always available. I try to let people know, and I take them places and get them socialized so that they can meet people out there. You never know when you're going to meet your dream family. So I try to, remind people that they're available and that they need a home. And
I'll tell you the truth, Tara. I don't know how people like you do it. Because these pets, these animals are so loving.
They are.
They're just so like just trusting and just loving. It must be really hard.
it is. The resilience of dogs has never ceased to amaze me. I mean, they come into your home, and some of them have had some really sad or scary stories. And, you give them a little time and a little love, and the true dog of them comes out, and then you get so much back. I mean, you get it back tenfold.
Yeah.
It can be difficult when it's time for them to go. I've had many tears on those days.
Yeah.
But I try to remember that every time I'm bringing one to their forever home, they're going to have a great life. And that means that my home is open so that we can save another one.
Right. And also, too, as you talk about, you kind of mentioned casually that you bring them around and you socialize them. You're doing really good work with them, and preparing.
Yeah, I try to train them a
there.
little bit and, take them on long walks and
Yeah.
bring them to meet people. I have 2 children, so they get a lot of child play. And I have another dog who's 2.5, so he helps with the socialization too, teaches them their manners, puts them in their place when they need it.
Now, what kind of dog is yours?
Mine is a chocolate lab coonhound mix, and we only
Okay.
know that because one of his siblings got a DNA test. He's a rescue too.
I see. Nice. Okay. How long do you typically have a foster?
It can be anywhere from a few days to, I had one for I think 3 months. Generally, I would say it's about a month. Especially when I get the puppies, they need to be spayed or neutered, and then back in the home to recover, and then they're ready for adoption.
Okay. All right. So, how are things at Bay Path right now? And how did and let's include in that. Let's take us through the pandemic. How things went during that.
Yeah, that was the staff was busy. They had a lot of requests for dogs. People were home, obviously, and saying, "Hey, I have time now to train a dog," or my kids now are getting bored, and we think this would be a perfect time to take a dog or cat in and train them and that sort of thing. And during the pandemic, we were wiped out. We were almost at the point where we had no animals, and we could not keep up with the requests at all. And then after the pandemic started to wane, we didn't really get the pandemic puppies, that everybody was calling them as, once they got adopted, as soon as everybody went back to their regular lives, we'd get the dogs or cats back. And we are just, I would say within the past few months, we're starting to really feel it.
Okay.
Right now we have about 40%, 50% are owner surrenders or local strays, where before we would have been maybe 1 or 2 dogs would be owner surrenders. I help Nikki. Nikki's our staff manager, Nikki Baltus. She just told me today there was 14 owner surrender requests this week. And we're not an open shelter because we are small, so we can't just take in everybody that requests that. So it's really hard. We have to kind of pick and choose who we think is going to be adoptable, or if they don't have any issues, that sort of thing.
Right.
So that's where our fosters really help out.
Yeah, the more fosters they can get, the more dogs they can help.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of process is it to become a foster?
Oh, you have to go through an interview, and they have to check out and make sure that you have a good home and that you're, you have experience with, and you don't even have to have a lot of experience. You just have to have good experience, with animals, and you just have to want to love them and help them out. Be home enough to be able to help.
Okay. And what's the adoption process like if somebody wanted to adopt this?
It's really not as intense as a lot of places are. It's a basic, I think it's a 2-sided sheet that we ask. We like to try and find people's lifestyle so we can fit the animal to that lifestyle.
Okay.
Instead of just falling in love with Spot and then saying, well, Spot's not going to work for you. Just tell us what you're looking for. Are you looking for an active dog, a hiking partner, or do you want like a couch potato? And the same with the cats and kittens, and that's their application process. And then we like to do more of a phone conversation type of application. Just talk to people, find out what their experience is with dogs, and then we find the dog or cat that will fit their needs.
Okay.
So, and then it's basically you come in, and if you have a dog, we ask you to bring the dog, make sure it gets along with the other dog.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to adopt a cat from us, we'll try to do a dog test, or if you're going to adopt a dog from us that you have a cat, we do a cat test to make sure that it works. And that's basically it. We ask you just to, we don't hold dogs or hold cats. So if you come in and you like it, we like them to go, because we think it's not fair to hold the dog for like 5 days if that dog could get out sooner. So it's just, it's a numbers game too, because we only have 20 kennels and a certain amount of space for cats as well.
Oh.
I know. Oh,
That's
yes.
great, Mark. Ashley's going to love that.
Oh, yay!
She's reminding everyone she's a husky.
She says she likes to talk.
Yes.
But Tara's done a fantastic job teaching her steps, right? You've only had her for...
Tell her step, when we come up the stairs, so that she knows. And I remind people to kind of announce themselves before they come up to her and just start petting, because it can startle her.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a minute, because like Luna is just so awesome. I actually was able to see Luna come down the stairs to the studio, and the very first step she was very unsure, but soon after that she was taking steps. Like first she would put her nose really low.
That's right.
And then she was taking steps without her nose. She was like just expecting the step to be there.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah. So what other types of things would you say to somebody who was considering adopting a dog who's blind?
Well, I would say, I don't know every blind dog, but I can tell you for sure that this dog, it acclimates so quickly. I mean, she already can find her way around my house, provided that my pesky children don't move a stool or something on her. But, you know, she just kind of makes her way around. She listens really carefully. I think, like I said, just telling people what to expect when they come up, saying hello first, you know, and kind of putting her hand out. I like to do it right here so that it hits her whiskers, and then she can kind of come to me if she wants to, or step away if she doesn't, if she's not interested. But she's always interested. Who are we kidding? This one is such a love.
Yeah. And I can see, like, you know, like when she's close and she's looking for me, she knows I'm here.
She
knows
does.
I'm right here.
Yep.
She comes over and says
She
hello.
listens very well.
Yeah, yes.
Yep.
And what's that contraption?
Yes.
What's that, Luna?
So you were there when they put this on her
That's
today,
right.
correct?
Yep.
So we got this donated to us from a company. They even sent a cute little card saying, "Angels at Second Chance for Blind Dogs." And basically, this was a company that was started by a woman out of California that had a blind poodle, and it was getting frustrated, not being able to find its way around. So she made this halo. It's called a halo collar, right? And she made this device, and it sits right over the dog's head, and the dog can kind of feel its way around without walking into doors. And Luna has worn it a lot today, and we just took it off just so she doesn't get too frustrated with it, because we're kind of introducing it to her.
Right.
And today was her first day.
And it looks really good. It looks like Velcro, just right onto the
Velcros
collar.
right on.
Pop it on, pop it
Yeah.
on.
So you're gonna keep orienting her to this,
Absolutely.
obviously.
Yep. A few minutes at a time.
Yeah. So it's, but yeah, that was, and this was a woman that they donated. They found somebody on their Facebook page to donate this for us. So
That's wonderful.
yeah, so we're gonna
That's
just
really
keep using
great.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's it, right? I mean, hey, she's blind, but
Yeah.
she can smell really well, and she has got a beautiful personality.
She's wonderful.
So,
Yep.
I mean,
Plays well with my kids,
what
my
would you even,
dog.
like, have to worry about with this little
Not
girl?
too much.
Yeah.
I thought the story you said about the first time you gave her a bed, she howled
She
with
did.
delight.
She howled with delight. She just kind of made her way over, felt it, and then she laid down on it and went, "Oh, woo, woo, woo!"
That's
So happy.
so
It was a heartwarming moment.
Yeah, I mean, when my dog gets a bed or a blanket, he's always looking, and
Yep.
he'll come over and claim it and lay
Yeah.
on it. So like, it's just adorable when they're just part of your family.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about what it looks like at Bay Path now.
So now we are full. We have a full kennel. We have our cat cages are full. Our dog kennel is full. So we're really hoping that just by being here tonight, that is going to help spread the word a little bit more about Bay Path. We are small, but you know, we are mighty. I feel
That's right.
So we adopt out probably about 900 animals a year, and give or take a few, but it's practically 900 animals.
I mean, seriously, that is a lot. That is a lot of pets coming out.
It is.
Wow.
It is.
Luna
I mean,
agrees.
and especially when we can only work with 20 kennels at a time.
Okay.
And we have an isolation room enough for 6 animals, so we can only bring in 6
Yeah.
You want
for
to
dogs.
play.
So it is a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
the staff is always working on,
Right.
always on.
So you have like 26, right?
Yep.
But, you know, Tara has 2, right?
Yes.
So, like,
So-
if you count in your network of fosters, how many dogs do you think are in your system?
Oh gosh, I would say probably a third of our animals are in foster care.
Okay.
We have about 40 foster families we work with.
Yep.
10 are more like Tara, like very active, constantly taking on, but you know, we work around people's work schedules, vacation schedules, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So I would say we rely about a third of our animals go to foster.
Okay. And you're a nonprofit. So
100%
how do
nonprofit.
you stay afloat? Do you accept
Mainly-
donations?
Mainly donations.
Okay.
People always think, oh, it's your adoptions probably that help you stay afloat, but really it's not quite a wash, but it's almost a wash by the time you pay for like transports, spay neuters, medical, just housing, feeding, enrichment,
Right.
and staff costs,
Right.
overhead costs.
Is it a standard fee for an adoption?
It is.
It doesn't matter like how big or small the dog is?
Oh, I'm sorry. Age-wise, it
Okay,
does.
it goes by age.
Goes by age. So
Okay.
puppies, I don't know that
That's
off the top
okay.
of
You
my
don't know
head.
the exact number.
Yeah, puppies are more. Adults, we reduce it when I think adult is like 7 or older, so we reduce the rates.
Right.
And kittens are more, that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Luna
So-
doesn't like to be ignored.
Does it?
In a good way.
Yes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
best way. It's so cute.
I
And
know,
then in
she-
like 10 minutes, she'll just nap for the next 3 hours.
Now,
She's excited to be here.
when a dog comes into your system, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens? Do you do an exam?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do what that sounds like?
So basically, by state law, we have to isolate the dogs for 48 hours to make sure there's no diseases that could spread through the shelter. So that's why we have an isolation room.
Okay.
And the staff are the only ones that can work with the dogs. After that 48 hours are up, we have a vet examine each one of them. Temperament test them so we can see if they would be good with handling. So, a lot of times we can see how playful they are, if they're okay with handling.
Yep.
We know they could probably go with younger kids. If they're like, don't put your hands all over me, we probably are thinking older kids or adults. Do they get along with cats or dogs? So these are things that we test for as well.
Yeah.
And then we do basically a profile, get a picture of them, put them up on the website, and then start trying to matchmake. So, but we do try to get buddies for them whenever we're at the shelter because that's so important to keep them socialized, especially the young puppies to socialize them.
Okay.
That sort. But and then even the adult dogs just to have companionship.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And so most of the dogs are from, except for right now, where
Except for
we
right
have
now,
some
yeah.
returns from down south, or
Most of
you said
them,
in
yeah.
Midwest too, or just mostly down south?
mostly down south. We currently work with a cat organization out in Indiana, I believe, but I don't
Okay.
think we've ever gotten any dogs from there.
Okay. All right. So obviously, Tara, you're a volunteer,
Mm-hmm.
right? Volunteer foster, and you're a volunteer too, Kathy.
Correct.
So if somebody loves animals and wants to volunteer and work there, what does that look like?
So we have on a resource page, or no, how to get involved link on our website, and people can just submit an application. We have cat volunteers, dog volunteers, so basically if you click on it, it'll walk you through what's involved.
Okay.
And we also just have cleaning volunteers. Believe it or not, people come in just to clean.
No kidding.
And we lead that.
You
so.
know what? I mean, everybody, they're like people who love to do everything. It's what makes the
Exactly.
world go round.
Exactly.
I always say I'm happy for that because otherwise I would have to grow food for my family. I wouldn't enjoy that.
Exactly. Sew my own clothes and
Yeah.
Right. Are you open for volunteers? Are you full up of volunteers? What's it look like?
We just closed our volunteer program, and I think it's just because we're doing the interview process, so people don't have to sit around and wait to hear back from us. So, and probably in like 2 weeks we'll be opening it back up again.
Okay.
The fosters are still open.
Fosters are open, yes.
Always
yes.
open.
Really?
Yes.
How many fosters would you like to have? Because you said you have 40, right?
It's not always the number, but it's more of what we're looking for.
Okay.
A lot of it is we're looking for more for adult-only homes because some of our dogs may not always be friendly with kids or
Yeah.
good with little kids. And pet-free homes. We have quite a few dogs that don't want to live with other dogs or other cats.
Okay. Yeah.
And so adult-only, pet-free, fenced
Okay.
yards.
Fenced yards.
Well, thank you. Hey, listen, we started a little bit early because our roll-in didn't work properly, so they're going to roll in the roll-in that we started earlier.
Great. Okay.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Please enjoy the roll-in.
This is Operation Playhouse. At the end of the day, a vet family will come in and it will be donated to them. The company that's sponsoring it, and today's sponsor is the Hopkinton High School Habitat Humanity Club. Well, the family picks out the theme, and they in there right now doing some touch-up and custom design. This year we've done about 60. I know our goal is about 100, and the highest they've done is 96. They have, I think, 7 or 8 different themes. Today they're doing a Mickey Mouse. They have cozy cottage, castle, log cabin, firehouse theme. There's a total of 8 to pick from. We start roughly at 8 o'clock, and the family comes around 3. And they're most of the time done by 2, and they're just in there now doing some customizing. The material is all pre-cut and primed, and they just paint everything to the theme that they are doing it with. And it's all cut and just have to assemble it, paint it and assemble it. But I'm here basically just to guide the kids. The kids today done it all, or the companies that sponsor it. Their employees come out and put it together and paint it and make it the way it is and decorate it. They have a bunch of toys or whatever they're going to be doing. They're drawing right now a Mickey Mouse on the house.
We're building this playhouse through Habitat for Humanity, and it's dedicated to a veteran family. We started by just like bringing everything in from the truck, like all the wood frames and everything, and then we had to paint everything first, and then we like drilled everything together. We put the shingles on the roof, and then everything kind of came together. Club was created like 4 years ago, and every year we have tried to like have like a playhouse build or something, one of our goals for the year.
I found out about Habitat for Humanity my freshman year, and I always heard about it kind of through the grapevine also in middle school, and I just thought it was a really cool thing to come together with people your age and do something of like that's like tangible and something that has a result. So I just think it's a really cool group with really inspiring goals. Maybe just like bringing it all together, because like we kind of like did all the things separately, and then bringing it together was a little bit challenging to see how everything kind of fit together, because we had to paint things and then put hinges on and everything. I think it's great, and I think especially our artists who are working on the names as well as the drawings on the sides of the playhouse are very talented, and I think it'll look great.
Once we finish, is going to be presenting it to the veteran family. Yeah, and then we'll dedicate it to them, and they'll take it home. We also have like a bunch of stuff for the inside of the playhouse. So we have like rugs, coloring books, like tables that are all Mickey Mouse themed. So that'll be fun as well for the kids.
Right now, I'm just cleaning up the letters that are being drawn on by Roma right now. Yes, she's doing a great job making the Disney font. I think it looks quite convincing. Originally, freshman year, I was brand new to Hopkinton, so I had absolutely no idea who anybody was. But I remember the president at the time was talking about how we do fundraisers every single year, just so then that way we could potentially give back to the community and do a playhouse build, something that I could be directly involved in, rather than just fundraising and giving money to someone else. I thought it was really cool that I could be involved in the process of giving directly to the family. So that was basically my main selling point. I really thought it was really cool how I could get directly involved. Building the playhouse is a lot more therapeutic than I thought it would be. That's something new I learned. This is one of my favorite things to do, so I hope to stick by it.
At 3 o'clock today, the family is going to come in. They're going to see the playhouse, and then we're going to present them with this certificate of homeownership, and then we're going to give them like a little dedication speech, and then they'll be able to take the house home with them, and hopefully it'll be a really happy moment for both the family and our club.
Okay, so thank you for that, and we've been having so much fun with Luna. She's so lovely. What we didn't get a chance to say was, if people have heard about Luna or heard about Baypath, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I would say our website, which is Baypath, it's BAYPATHHUMANE.org. Right on our website.
BaypathHumane.org.
Yep.
And it's 2 H's.
And it's 2 H's, yep.
Right,
Yep.
okay. All right, thank you so much. It was great. I look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you again, too.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Take care, everybody.
You did it.